How do you show up on Google for dentists near me? That's the topic for today's video. Hi, I'm Kayvan Mott, co-founder of the DocSites. At the DocSites, we've been helping dentists increase their online visibility and attract more quality patients through Google for over 15 years. So a little background about myself. Our very first client that we had at DocSites was a dentist, and we helped him grow from 1 to 13 locations in about 8 years, primarily through Google and search engine optimization. Currently, we serve over 700 dental practices, websites, and online marketing, again, with a specialty on Google and helping them get found. So everything I'm sharing with you today is based on 1, data and reports of the recent studies on how to get found on Google for dentists near me, and 2, my qualitative assessment and what I see working with dentists in private practice throughout America. So let's dive right into it. A recent survey showed that almost 68% of the reason, close to 70% of the reason why dentists show up for dentists near me or local business search is because of 3 things. 1, your website's content, on-site SEO and content. Number 2, your Google My Business profile. And number 3, your online reviews and the signals of your online reviews. So we're gonna dive into those right now. Number 1, your website's on-site SEO and content. So think of your website and getting found on Google this way. Imagine your website is like a coral reef, and a current, right, that brings fish in patients is Google. That current and the coral reef are not separate. They work hand in hand. So your website is not separate from SEO. They actually work hand in hand to get you found and attract more patients. When we talk about on-site metadata or content, we're talking primarily about 2 things. 1, is your website set up properly? Is the foundation there? What I mean by the foundation is you can have all the nice graphics and cool click-to-call buttons and everything like that. But if I lift the hood of the engine, so to speak, and I look at your website and it's not optimized with title tags and H1 tags for what you're looking for, which is dentist near me, you don't have a chance of showing up. So you want to make sure that the website is actually properly optimized for dentists near me. One easy place I always see dentists make a mistake is even on the homepage, they don't check something called the title tag. That needs to be focused not on your business name, but dentist near me, dentist in Tarzana, family and cosmetic dentist, whatever your services are that you want to rank for. So that's one thing, which is the foundation. Part of that means each of your service pages need to be optimized for your treatments. You might want to get found for a dentist near me, but let's be honest, you might be in New York or LA or Austin where it's really competitive. So what do you do then? Can't wait forever. One great strategy is apply the same things I'm talking about now, which is optimizing the specific keywords and procedures for all your treatments. What that means is on your website, have a page for emergency dentist in your city. Have one for perio treatment in your city. Have one for Invisalign, so on and so forth. The reason is because that patient who's looking for that specific treatment wants to find a web page that is exactly that. It's like that fish who wants, a green coral because that's where its friends are and it swims, so to speak. Google wants to give it that green coral, right? So make sure that you're optimizing your website with those keywords and services. The second part of this website is adding content, adding relevant blogs and articles. So if you're hiring a marketing company, you want to make sure that they're adding relevant content, relevant blogs that are optimized for keywords to help you get found. So a bad example of a blog would be, best mouthwashes of the year. No one's looking for that. A better blog would be best dentist near me, Tarzana. What to look for in a cosmetic dentist in Laguna Hills. You see, those are more specific to what a patient is searching for. So that's the first step you need to do. Make sure you have a great website, personalized, and it's optimized for those things. The second is the Google My Business profile. If you're not sure what that is, Google your name as a doctor, Google a business or a restaurant. You'll see on the right-hand results, there's a profile that comes up. That's your Google My Business profile. That's the profile, has reviews, office hours, things like that. The more that profile is updated, enhanced, and visible, the more likelihood you have showing up for things like dentist near me. Some of the ways you can optimize that profile is, number one, make sure that you have the right categories in there. So I've seen people who are like pediatric dentists categorized as oral surgeon. Can't have that. Make sure you're properly categorized in what you do. Number two, add your products and services. The more you list the specific treatments, products, and services you do, the more Google picks up the signal, okay, this is a dentist. These are the services. If someone searches, let's show them that. And number three, update your Google My Business profile on a consistent basis. This is one of the biggest red flags I see with dentists out there who are paying $1,000, $2,000, whatever the dollar amount is for SEO, and their company is not even updating their Google My Business profile. That's something that can be done and should be done to increase your visibility and drive patients to make phone calls, appointments, at least to your website. Make sure you're doing that. So we've discussed about having a personalized, optimized website. Number one, make sure the keywords are in there. Number two, we've discussed the importance of the Google My Business profile, keeping it updated, adding relevant content to it. Number three is about increasing your online reviews and increasing those online review signals, as they called it in this report. Essentially, what they're talking about is how many reviews do you have and how fast are you getting new reviews? Because if you've been stagnant and you're not growing, and your competitor is growing and getting more reviews consistently, Google is going to push them a little bit ahead. So your actionable tip here is put a system in place, put a strategy in place to actually get more reviews. Whether you ask for them at the right time to happy patients, whether you use a QR code, which is really effective, or maybe you use a software, a Swell, a Bird Eye, something like that, that texts patients. The path doesn't really matter. The results matter. The results being increased online reviews, especially on your Google My Business profile. Now here's a little bonus tip. Google recently has actually been searching reviews and looking for keywords in the reviews. So let's say you want to show up for emergency dentists in your area. If Google sees that your reviews from patients on the Google profile say emergency dentist, you have a higher likelihood of showing up. So next time you ask for reviews from a patient, be specific. Hey, Susie, I appreciate you coming in. I know you had an emergency case. A lot of people out there, unfortunately, suffer with something like this. We'd love to take care of them, and they really look at reviews. Would you mind just sharing your experience of the emergency dental case that you had and coming here and sharing that? Oh, sure, no problem, doc. So what you do is you're framing the patient to leave you a review, but leave a keyword-rich review. The last tip I want to share is just have patience, right? This takes time. If you're a startup practice and your website launch, and you're like, why don't I show up for dentists near me? It's okay. Stay calm. Typically, it'll take a year to see these kinds of results if you're doing all these parts correctly. And sometimes it might take longer than that, and it might never show up. These are the realities. But if you do these things, you're increasing the probability that you will show up. Now, if you want a shortcut to these things, you can do something called Google Ads or pay per click. That's where you give Google a budget. You can manage these ads yourself, or what my recommendation is, hire a professional company who knows what they're doing. You're going to save a lot of time, headache, and money. So you can hire someone to do Google Ads and say, hey, Google, I'll have a budget for you. Let's say it's $2,000 a month. Every time someone looks for a dentist near me in, say, a 3-mile radius around my office, show them my ads. If they click on it, I'll pay you, Google. If they don't, I don't pay you anything. That's essentially what Google Ads is. So if you have a budget, it's a great way to shortcut all this, right, and show up. Downside is once your budget runs out, the faucet gets turned off, so to speak, right? That's why SEO and some of the other strategies I gave you are better long term. But if you're a new startup, you don't have time. You can't wait 6 months or a year. So in that case, a combination of SEO and definitely Google Ads is the way to go, because you can show up for dentists near me faster by paying for it through Google Ads. To sum it up, Boosting your online visibility, getting found for dentists near me is not just one thing. It's a combination of things. Having a great optimized website, making sure that website shows up on Google, adding content to it, having a Google My Business profile that's optimized, kept updated, and increasing your online reviews on a consistent basis. If you can do that and keep improving that, that is your surefire way to help you get found for dentists near me on Google. If you found this video effective, please like and subscribe and share it with someone you think needs to see it. If you're looking for help to increase your online visibility and get found on Google to attract more quality patients, we're here to help. You can visit DocSites.com and reach out to us for a free, no obligation demo.